Well, it's time now here on France 24 to get a press review with Nicolas Rochefort, who joins me in the studio now.
Hello,
Good morning to you. Now, we're going to look through the French newspapers this morning. What have they got in store for us?
Well, it's take your pick. You have a former president, Jacques Chirac, or a former favourite to be French president, Dominique Strauss-Kahn. I'm going to start out with Le Figaro, and there you can see the headline, La maladie de Jacques Chirac dénature son procès, and a picture of a grim Chirac putting his hand on the shoulder of a security guard. Now, he is ill, according to his doctors, and he will not be at his trial today, which opens. He's accused of corruption, and that corruption trial is to do with what's called the phony job scandal during his time as Paris mayor in the 70s, 80s and 90s. Now, the plaintiffs in the trial are saying the announcement that he's ill and won't be turning up is a maneuver, a trick, a manipulation. In the inside pages, as we can see there, the paper is reporting that this is a painful time for Chirac's wife, Bernadette, and his children. They have had to decide between letting him appear in court, knowing that his health is not up to it, to making the extent of his health problems public.
I bet the paper's having a lot to say about exactly what these health problems are, I suppose. There's a lot of speculation still about it, isn't there?
The letter is from his neurologist. What seems to come across as his memory is failed. He's forgotten what he's forgotten. In the Le Figaro there again, it quotes opposition politicians, socialist politicians, Ségolène Royal and François Hollande, saying they understand his absence but believe the trial is legitimate. And there's a quote of a Green politician, opposition, Noël Mamère, telling Le Figaro, the richer and more powerful you are, the more you can escape justice. And the Free Paper, 20 Minutes, is asking as well, controversially, is this a phony trial? A reference to the case itself, which concerns phony jobs he's alleged to have created during his time as mayor.
OK, so lots to talk about there. Papers, as you touched on, also focusing on another big name in French politics, Dominique Strauss-Kahn, who has flown back to France from New York now.
Le Parisien aujourd'hui en France is leading there with a photo of Anne Sinclair waving and Dominique Strauss-Kahn waving. La stratégie Strauss-Kahn is the headline, and the paper is arguing that his return to Paris from New York on Sunday was carefully orchestrated and part of a scrupulous efforts by his team to resurrect his political career. Now, there's a quote in that paper saying from one of Nicolas Sarkozy's team, un proche collaborateur of Nicolas Sarkozy, a close aide to Sarkozy, saying Dominique Strauss-Kahn is nothing less than the return of the living dead.
Well, you have to ask, how can he revive his political fortunes after such damage, we imagine, to his reputation?
Well, my colleague in the newsroom this morning, she was gobsmacked at that this could be the lead in Le Parisien. And the paper is asking, the quote from the close member of Sarkozy's team is, he's dead political in personal terms, but he could drag the Socialist Party down. That meaning their clarification on what it means by living dead. And there's a cartoon in the same paper, Le Parisien, aujourd'hui en France, and it shows Strauss-Kahn asking, well, if I plead memory loss like Chirac, could I possibly run as presidential candidate? So, again, we're hard-hitting there in the press. Also, yeah. I found in the regional press, we're slightly harder, actually, than the main nationals. Le Progrès in Lyon looks at both men, saying that they belong to France's past. It's time to move on and look at the problems of France today. And another paper, this time in the north, Le Courrier Picard, has a comment which is kind of a bit sharp. Between Jacques Chirac losing his memory and Dominique Strauss-Kahn, who realises his memory will be called upon, France has two unrivaled talents in dealing with the justice system.
Well, I had to say, two big legal scandals, touching big names here in France, so lots of stories there, and I'm sure we'll see more as the week goes on. Thanks very much indeed for now, though, Nicolas Rochefort, with that French press review.